Go.
Hello everyone, welcome to live analysis of cricketcountry.com. I'm Abhishek Kumar and with me is Devarchit Verma. We'll be analyzing the day one game of between India and England, the first test at Rajkot. The day one ended with England at the score of 311 with the loss of 4 wickets. Joe Root scored an impressive 124 runs and while Moeen Ali is still unbeaten at the crease with 99. Devarchit, what do you think how things went in England's favor at the day end?
Definitely, it was a day which actually belonged to England at the end of it, because to have to start a series in India with 300 plus runs on the board on the first day of the big series, which is as long as 5 test matches, it's an advantage England. But at the same time, you have to give it to the way England batted, Joe Root especially, and even Moeen Ali, he remained not out on 99 at the end of it. So what we can say is England enjoyed batting on a very good batting surface on the first day. They were lucky that the toss went in their favor and they batted extremely well as well. This is how you back yourself when the luck is in your favor, and England were able to pull that off.
Also, there were many sloppy fieldings throughout the day. From the Indian side, 3 catches were lost in the first session.
I think 4 catches.
Yeah, 4 catches, and if you see throughout the day, there were sloppy fieldings, be it in the ropes, ropes. It was very tiring fielding from the Indian side.
Correct. It was very strange approach from the Indian cricket team, and it was very surprising to see. I mean, normally the Indian fielders, even in the slip cordon, beat in the slip cordon, beat at the boundary, or beat anywhere in the field, I mean, they are very energetic and very tight. They don't allow the opposition to get away with easy runs. But today, not only 4 catches were dropped, there were a couple of easy boundaries that were being allowed. One was allowed by Gautam Gambhir, one was allowed by Ravindra Jadeja as well. And that was a very sloppy work from the Indian team, and nobody can blame. Nobody is to be blamed. I mean, even the captain Virat Kohli does not have the right to pull up his players, because he was the one also. He also dropped 1 catch. So I mean, if India wanted to, I mean, India would not definitely have wanted to start off on such a bad note. But now that they have a lot of catching up business left to do, because England are 300 plus runs on the board. They're only 4 wickets down. 500 is on the cards.
Definitely, and also, don't you think Virat Kohli's captaincy was unimpressive throughout the day?
Talking about the captaincy, yes, definitely it was unimpressive, because it was a wicket which demanded a lot out of the bowlers, and Indians who have been thriving on the conducive wickets, which are wickets that have assisted in spin bowling and even their seam bowling to their seam bowlers. It has been a different thing altogether. But looking at this wicket, I mean, it was a batting friendly wicket on which England were thriving, and England are a very disciplined side when it comes to Test cricket, especially.
Right.
So against such a disciplined side, you needed to bowl with a lot more discipline. You need to hold every single chance which comes your way, because on a batting wicket, obviously you're not going to get many chances. And that is what we got to see in the second session of the day. England did not lose a single wicket, and that is how they dominated.
Also, this is the first time Ashwin has bowled more than 30 overs in India and got only 2 wickets. The last time Ashwin bowled more than 30 overs, and I mean, there has been no occasion when Ashwin bowled 30 overs in India and got only 2 wickets. He has always got at least 4 wickets while bowling after bowling 30 overs. What was that? Actually, Ashwin failed. Actually,
You cannot say exactly Ashwin failed. What I felt personally was Ashwin, not even Ashwin, not only Ashwin, but even Ravindra Jadeja. Amit Mishra was very poor, I'll say.
He didn't got to bowl much. Actually,
He did not get to bowl a lot, but the point is, if you're getting very limited overs in the day to bowl, you should be able to deliver your best, and especially if you're coming off a performance what we saw in the last game against New Zealand. Amit Mishra was in particular expected to do a lot, because he's a wrist spinner, and this wicket demanded the ball lot more revs on the ball, because it is a flat deck with a lot of grass tinge on it. So in keeping this in mind, Amit Mishra was probably the worst Indian bowler of the lot today. I'm sorry to use that word, but the point is, he bowled far too many full tosses. Now, he bowled full tosses to good batsmen, especially batsmen who are on song, especially to Joe Root, because he's one guy who uses the depth of the crease very well. He goes out, he goes in, he gets out, and when he connects well. So that is what the point is. And Amit Mishra definitely. Ravichandran Ashwin, he was slightly unlucky because the pitch was not assisting with a lot more turn than what he would have anticipated. At the same time, had what I felt personally
testing time for him.
testing time for him definitely. And what I felt was throughout the day, Indian bowlers, even Ravindra Jadeja, they were very slow through the air. Had they bowled a lot more quicker than what they did today, and had they kept men around, then they might have made some difference. But then they are the best. They are the best players to judge their own performances.
Right. Also, Mohammad Shami, at the end of the day, he was looking very uncomfortable because of some hamstring. Well, we hope that. Well, anyway, what do you think of Shami? Actually, he bowled excellently in the first session, but towards the end he gets a hamstring.
Yeah.
And this is a huge blow for India actually.
But we will have to wait and watch for the status of Shami's injury as of now. We cannot exactly say, because he is one warrior. He is one guy who is a true warrior. I mean, we saw he had to pull out after delivering just one ball in the over, and then Umesh Yadav had to finish the entire over right at the stroke of the tee. But Shami came back to field. He took some treatment. He came back to field and he completed a few overs. Even towards the end of the day, the reason why India were operating with Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Shami was because the ball was very, very old and they were bowling very good line. Joe Root was out. Umesh Yadav did well to remove Joe Root from the middle, but there were two left-handers at the crease, Ben Stokes and Moeen Ali. And what these two right-handers were doing was they were coming from around the wicket and they were angling the ball into the batsman. So this is where Shami did very, very well, but it was unfortunate to see him struggling with the pain which his hamstring gave him. From the Indians' perspective, we can only hope that the injury is not very, very serious, and Shami is back with a bang tomorrow morning when India are expected to take the second game on.
And also, what should be India's approach at second day?
Keeping in mind, England have 311 runs on the board and they have 6 more batsmen left. Mind you, England bat till the death. I mean, the number 11 batsman is Stuart Broad, who has scored centuries, made a lot of runs. So, keeping this in mind, India will have to restrict England to as much lowest total as possible, keep them as low as possible, because 311, 350 is obviously an at par score in Test match cricket. Anywhere you play in the world, you play in Australia, you play in England. If you have 350 runs on the board, you can compete even with the best teams, even with the teams which have been dominant at home. Now England have been able to take this right. India will have to do a lot more with the bat compared to what they have to do with the ball, because India have selected only 5 batsmen, and all of them will have to score runs. And if at all England get to the mark of 500 or 500 plus runs, then India will really have to bat very good, at least in the first innings.
Is it a kind of wake-up call for the Indian side?
It is definitely a wake-up call, because England were never going to be the walkovers like New Zealand were. I mean, New Zealand were obviously a very good side, but unfortunately they did not turn up. With England, the thing is, they are very, very disciplined, and they know what they know what they're best at. They're best at playing Test cricket still, and that is what they love doing. Love doing it. I mean, that is the reason. I mean, if you are going to play against a top quality side, look at Australia. They're struggling all corners right now. So even in this India cricket season, they're not going to face any more competition. I mean, from looking at the way Australia performed. Even Bangladesh, but England were always going to be the toughest opponents for India in this India cricket season. And now the competition has begun. Indian team will have to wake up and smell the coffee, because if you drop 4 catches, give easy boundaries, sloppy fielding, let partnerships flourish with 1s and 2s and 3s, then you will have to, at some point of time, you may have to pay for it.
Also, looking at the strike rate of Joe Root, it was above 80, and throughout his 124 run knock, he barely hit some ball. He hit only 9 or 10 boundaries.
Yeah.
That speaks about his rotating strike.
That is the speciality of good batsmen. Look at Virat Kohli. I mean, he knows that he's not a big stroke maker. He likes to keep the ball on the floor. He likes to keep the ball on the floor, rotate the strike well, pick the gaps, run hard for 2s and 3s, and that is what Joe Root tried doing, because there was no point getting aggressive from the English perspective, because they know that Joe Root is their best batsman. Now they have Alistair Cook, but Joe Root is the guy who can be expected to make a lot of runs for England on this tour. So Joe Root knew that there was a huge prize on his wicket, so he did not take any unwarranted risk. Instead, he tried rotating the strike, and that is what these English guys excelled in.
Did a very brisk rate.
Yes, at a very, very, very brisk rate, and that is the speciality of good batsmen.
Definitely. Well, that's all from this live analysis video, and we'll come up with stay tuned for this, and we'll come up again on the day 2. Thank you.